close wars where it actually went game 5 with Bunny winning. So definitely able to bring down Stingray, historically speaking. Let's see if she's able to do it today.
So, going back to the Reno pick, right? What would the goal of this be? Is it the blasters?
You know, time will tell, man. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what I don't know what Stingray is cooking, but I'm ready to find out.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the game plan is going into this. I haven't been checking the the mainstream to see if this was the matchup against Markimu that he was bringing this kit out. I'm not too sure, but Bunny was playing fantastically in our block. Did such a great job with a lot of gauntlet play, catching out different players with GCN lights, and was so good about controlling the entire terrain. Bunny is giving her a run for her money, at least for this first stock. But again, Polly, this first stock is going the distance.
Stingray struggling to find anything off of the edge course here, allowing Bunny free passageway back up. Fully charged side signature, that's going to be punished by Stingray very nicely by that side light there as he swaps over to the blasters here. Side light call out to try and see the wake up from Bunny. You want to know the craziest part about that is that Stingray actually read it. Like, Bunny went for an immediate desig, he was just off on the timing. Finding a read like that is insane.
Yeah, absolutely. Bunny right now is fishing for the weapon starve against Stingray. A little bit of a failure on that front, though. Still has the weapon, the damage advantage against Stingray. Orb is finally out now. Stingray needs to find just a tiny bit of distance compared to the gauntlets for those down airs and side airs to find an activation. Weapon throw is out, and Stingray immediately pivots away from Orb into blasters. He's not able to get back onto the platform, and Bunny, with a solid stock lead now, has to be aware of these blasters.
Great offstage play coming around from Bunny, and I'm smelling maybe some neutral lights that we were seeing previously from Bunny on that axe, but looks like they tended to prefer gauntlets in this matchup here. Nice nair to be able to turn Stingray around onto the wall. Trying to set up a lot of stage control here, but Stingray able to retaliate with some anti-air.
Stingray, as soon as that weapon's available, goes back to the blasters. Again, keep distance away from Bunny, ensuring now how aggressive of a player she is. Keep that spear away from her. He goes back to the orb, and this is in the weaker part of the kit. Bunny has been controlling and catching these landings against Stingray to the point where this could easily be a 2-stock game 1 in her favor.
GC side signature. Oh, but the recovery misses. Stingray with the Castle X reference. Bunny winning 2-0 here in this first game. And I'm telling you, man, Bunny has momentum. Bunny has wind in her sails, and this is a completely different situation compared to what we had in winner side.
The Warlock pick brought out now, the Lord Vrax. Maximum dexterity against Bunny. You want to go blow for blow, keep things a little bit more tight-knit and very scrappy. I think going for the Vrax is incredible. I don't know if this was before your time, Polly, but like 2018, Vrax, God, I'm dating myself so bad. This was when stats first just came out where you could change them up. Having max dexterity on Vrax was so broken because of how fast he could play.
We'll see if Stingray is carrying any experience of that into this game so far on this Lance. Able to rack up a lot of good damage here onto Bunny. Trying to enter with a dare there. Bunny setting up a bit of an anti-air. Stingray doing a great job at protecting the ground here.
140 damage early on, gravity cancel and light again, no chance back onto the stage. Solid game 1 performance, stock 1 performance from Bunny.
Sticking to the axe here. Let's see if they're able to rack up some extra effort here, extra merits. Oh, but Stingray, super nice with the GCD signature, able to wake up after missing with that recovery. Catching Bunny off guard, now with the weapon advantage, trying to cross up on the edge guard. Bunny getting the offstage, that's a D-Sig, ground pound there. Not able to find the Zero though, misses the timing, still gets offstage, still gets the offstage, dude. How can you make such a mistake offstage and still make it look flashy, bro?
I cannot believe Bunny's gameplay in this lower bracket. Again, revenge match. Stingray brought her down to the lower bracket, and it's night and day of how things are going. The blasters were a good fashion for game 1, and they're finding some impact now, but Bunny is running away with this set.
Bunny disrespecting Stingray a lot here in the neutral, it feels like. Stingray is trying to fight back here. The Nair is going to come out, trying to throw Stingray off stage. You see Bunny completely locked in on just trying to get Stingray off stage. That's definitely where she shines in this matchup. D-Signature comes out, that's going to be the stock.
That was a fantastic read from Stingray. As I said, Bunny was running away with things. Stingray is able to close up the gap. 80? Well, yeah, about an 80 damage difference now. Bunny looking for that recovery to try to attack, chip away that damage more of Stingray, unable to do so. Stingray has the advantage in neutral by just slightly faster output of attacks. Neutral Sig does not connect though. Stingray reads that and goes for a recovery. More hits out. Stingray fishing for a Nair. Same exact damage deficit now. Bunny needs to find a way to close this out to bring it 2-0. Ground Pound does not connect. It's a clash. It goes in Stingray's favor, but the Lance is lost. Blasters are back out. Can this be Stingray's favor? He is just waiting for the prime opportunity. Recovery doesn't connect, but the bouncing does! Bunny does it again!
Bunny able to find the D-Sig, and that is going to be yet another game in her favor. Stingray playing a lot better towards the end there. I feel like Stingray, especially in the neutral, he was reading Bunny's movement incredibly well, but then towards the very end, Bunny was just a little bit more efficient with the knockouts. Yet again, being efficient with the knockouts, this is a Rayman. Like, how are you efficient on the knockouts on a Rayman? I'm sorry, maybe I'm biased or something. I'm not even a Rayman player myself, but I feel like getting knockouts on Rayman is so difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I think just the way Bunny's been able to completely master the Rayman kit, ensuring that a lot of her knockouts come from the fact that you're so deep off stage or even just pure ledge guarding potential. It's been that final fist of the D-Sig on Gauntlets that I feel like has been catching a lot of players off now. This is the second opponent in lower bracket Summers alone that's been caught out by it.
We are seeing a we are seeing a third pick here coming out from Stingray. It's going to be the Ada, so feeling the Spear in this matchup. And I've always said I am a big fan of Spear into the Gauntlets because you have D-Light to punish the Sidelight, right? But at the same time, I feel like Bunny isn't really whiffing Sidelight that much in neutral.
Yeah. I think even just creating a little bit of distance too against Bunny and her onslaught of Gauntlet ability, I think will be enough to maybe bridge the gap a little bit more. Stingray did bring it close game too. Bringing the Ada out, you have a lot of really delayed signatures, which could be good for ledge guarding here. Might be able to catch Bunny off guard. But again, this is the second set in a row now, Polly. We've seen a player on the opposite side bring a different legend out every single game.
Yeah, for sure. Stingray is definitely scraping the bottom of the barrel here in terms of what pick he can throw out here. And I'm very interested to see how his Blasters are going to perform. I feel like his Lance was looking super strong last game, but he has more faith in this Blasters. As I mentioned, he was doing a really good job at getting down Bunny's movement and starting to get some reads off of the movement. So maybe the Blasters are going to work better for that.
I guess maybe the idea is use the Spear in the same sort of fashion as that Lance was. Maybe? Side air. That's all you need. Remember, for defense, I believe in general now for Stingray's Ada, not really a lot of wiggle room to work with.
As neutralites, goes for the offstage. The weapon throw isn't going to find its mark though. Blessed with a good weapon spawn, so he can keep the edge guard alive. Sidelight into recovery, reading that Bunny wants to go back onto the stage. Very, very nicely done by Stingray. Sticking to the Spear now. Gets a Nair into Sair. D-Light is a great attempt, but it's not gonna work. The way he was waiting in the air, they're trying to pressure Bunny into the air. This is crazy.
Important to note too that Stingray, his big community tournament win that he had recently was off the hands of a Brynn. His Spear was looking unstoppable then.
Also took Morkimu to game 5 with Brynn, right, on the main. I wasn't able to catch that game, but I believe he was on the Brynn for that one.
So, Spear makes sense here. Just have to see it go to fruition. Looks a lot more confident than we've seen in the other two matchups. Yeah, oh, look at that. Delayed signatures are out. First time, I think, in the entire set, we're seeing Stingray take a stock lead.
Yeah, with a cross up there off of the edge guard. Okay. Gets the Nair in, try to get the second one. Recovery to try and get some anti-air for that extra damage. Will he be able to get back to the stage? Yes, he will. He got the touch. GC Sidelight to put out a hitbox. Side signature is gonna get whiffed. Oh, look at the way Stingray's reading the movement, dude. Stingray knows what Bunny's trying to do.
Closing the gap though, 60 damage difference. Bunny again, only one stock left, keeping her in this tournament and removing Stingray away.
Let's see. Neutralite, pushing him away, and we see Bunny also mixing up her timing a little bit in the neutral, being a little bit more patient. See if they can force out some responses from Stingray here, but Stingray is in his flow state right now.
Absolutely.
Can't play slowly against Stingray, you're just gonna get run over.
Yeah, these GCN lights, that was Bunny's bread and butter in the previous set, not really working too well here. Stingray has such great ledge guard capabilities with the extra added distance of a blaster. Bunny, though, did have the underhanded moves there, a down air. Did rack up that damage, 103 damage, 180 for Bunny. It is so close. Remember, very little defense on the Ada pick. One solid signature could have done it, but instead that comes from Stingray, not making this a 3-0. Stingray's back in it.
Stingray is still in the game right now. That's 2 games to 1 here as he's sticking to the Ada. Now, I've got to say, I mean, this spear is looking incredibly good, and I'm just thinking, why didn't we see the Ada brought out earlier?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. Maybe just a little bit of trolling on the Reno. I'm not too sure, but this Ada's looking wonderful.
The blasters too. I got the blasters warmed up of the Lord Rax and the Reno pick, which is something that I'm very happy to see as well coming out from Stingray. Sair into Nair into recovery. Great options by Stingray here, racking up some early damage. Down signature too. Stingray is in his flow state, man, I'm telling you.
Absolutely. Bunny right now throws Axe away, unable to get close to those blasters. Weapon throw connects yet again. Stingray now 130 damage against Bunny. Should just be looking for a simple starter here to end out this first stock.
Oh, nice wake up by Stingray with the dare. Bunny now very damaged. The down signature is going to be enough to get the knockout. Can Stingray go for a reverse, a 3-0 here? Bunny's going to need to lock in.
Very well a possibility. Bunny catching the landing off of Stingray early on. Fishes for the GC, side sig, unable to find it.
Let's see. Nair isn't going to connect Stingray, being very patient here. Able to get Bunny on the cross-up as he's trying to pass him into the air.
What a
GC signature to catch him off guard, though. He got the GC, and that's a double. No, not the double. Goes for the Anisig instead.
Oh, is there any way back? No, not for Bunny.
That's so
One
good.
stock left.
Let's see now, Bunny off of the respawn. This is going to be very difficult. Recovery. Needs to find this stock. He needs to find it quickly. Side signature isn't going to find it. Stingray gets a great punish off of it.
Into desperation now from Bunny, fishing for these signatures to end out this first stock against Stingray. It's a weapon throw to do it. Still though, Stingray respawns, a full stock lead. Just has to take this last stock of Bunny down and may be able to recreate history in the upper bracket by removing her not from just uppers, but also from the entire tournament.
Okay. Getting these blasters, aerials, and just like that, the down signature. Oh, never mind. Not going to be the knockout just yet. Stingray will find the finishing below. Down signature isn't going to do it this time either. Bunny's having mental block against Stingray, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
There it
this
is.
has been
Game
a
5.
night and day show from Stingray. The spear alone has just been such a gift given to him that, well, I mean, maybe that's a little unfair to say. He's been working the spear really well.
Yeah, he's been working the spear since, like, as far as I can remember, on the Orion starting off and now on the Bryn and on the Ada. Yet again, I'm really excited about the Ada. I feel like the blasters are also working so well.
Final game, game 5. Bunny,
Let's see.
last opportunity. Both of these players, though, facing elimination after this game. Only one of them can move on forwards.
See which one it'll be. Moving into what is going to for sure be our final game here. Bunny playing a little bit more aggressively on these gauntlets, able to get Stingray down into 75 damage here at the very start. And it looks like Bunny has stepped up their game.
She tried to find an opportunity to go for the delayed D-Sig, unfortunately, unable to find it. Stingray again resets his positioning. The extra added distance of the sidelight on that spear just gives enough to connect against Bunny. Has the damage lead back once again. Bunny's looking for a chance to find that entry point. Stingray's not going to give it too easy. Downlight into a recovery once more. First stock yet again goes in Stingray's favor.
135 damage on Stingray here. Is he going to be able to build himself a little bit of a lead here? Bunny whiffing the ground pound, but Stingray with a premature neutralite, messing up the timing just a little bit. Able to punish the side signature, and Stingray is playing so good around Bunny's like horizontal gameplay.
Great recovery. Bridging the gap, 30 damage difference now. Bunny continuing on the gauntlets, wants to rank up this damage before Stingray hopefully picks up that spear again. It's blasters.
Let's see what he's able to do here. Sair comes out. Get another Sair, pushing Bunny further and further away, reading the fact Bunny is just going to rush back onto the stage. Bunny might need to be a little bit more patient going up against Stingray's blasters. Able to get back onto the stage though. Stingray trying to get the edge guard here. Is Bunny going to be able to get back? No, the D signature is going to connect, and that's going to be 2 stocks to 1. Completely fresh as Stingray is on his way to make a reverse 3-0 keg.
Stingray has completely shut down any aggressive options Bunny has planned, and that has been her prime motive the entirety of this tournament. Her Rayman is notorious for just being in your face, but Stingray's not allowing that. Just bridging the gap, creating distance, using those sidelights, gain the distance to punish Bunny every single time.
Sair comes out. Bunny able to get a sidelight there though. Ground pound isn't going to connect anything. The double dare. Bunny getting a little bit, flowing a little bit on that axe, but Stingray isn't going to get hit by the Sair, the GCD sig. Yet again, looking like Bunny's signature move, able to take down Stingray's stock. And that's 1 stock to 1 now, but Bunny is so damaged. Stingray, 1 Sair. You see how much pushback it has. The Sair, the side signature, sorry, isn't going to be enough either. Over to the spear now. Waiting for a Sair. There's the first one.
Wish marks. Didn't read it correctly though. Bunny went straight for the ledge. Back to stage. But there it is. A second. Stingray moves on forwards in Summer Champs lower bracket. Bunny unfortunately goes home today.
That's a reverse. That's a reverse 3-0. That's a reverse 3-0 keg coming out from Stingray. I mean, Bunny had a lot of momentum, but Stingray had to say, "Listen, I'm gonna show y'all why I 3-0'd you in winners."
Yeah, I mean, look, Stingray looked fantastic. Game 5 against Marky Moo. One heck of a warm